Sometimes the task of telling your family story can seem daunting to people, but when you sit down and think about it, you sit down and talk about it. And that's where I come in. I find that it's best to locate people where they're most comfortable, generally in their own homes, sometimes their offices, sometimes outdoors just like this. The key to telling your family's story is to find the storyteller and then find the angle. What is the hook that we can hang the story on? What will keep people absorbed? What will interest people? What will retain people? What will stop them from clicking out of the video?
But thinking about the Glen of Glencoe and all that went on in the 17th century got me to really wondering about the MacDonald grandparents I never knew, and indeed about their parents going back into history. So I decided to set out and to trace my own roots in as much as was possible.
My name is Kieran Dodd. I was born 80 years ago, just down the road in the main street.
My name is Kenneth Keevy. We're out here today on my grandfather's farm. We run a business called Green Earth Organics. We grow organic vegetables in the fields here. It's a third generation farm, and we're about 10 miles from Galway City. We do all our deliveries around Galway.
My family, friends have put on a day for me today because at 1 o'clock we are going to celebrate Mass in St. Joseph's Church, and then afterwards we're going back to King House, and it'll certainly add another dimension to our day and our attitude and our memories of King House.
This is the port of Whitehaven. Whitehaven is on the northwest coast of England. It is the closest point geographically to Belfast in our country. And if you look just over there, just beyond where the two white lighthouse type things are, the two landmarks for this harbour, you can see in the mists beyond, on a clear day you can barely make out the Irish coastline. And we believe, although it is not certain, but we believe that this is where James and Linda would actually have travelled to in their desperate efforts to get away from the appalling life that was being wrought upon them and their families by the famine.
Have you all seen this?
You really need to see the cake.
Men of many times.
The public records state that he is buried at Block 4C, Lot 28, in the Catholic section, and NM states that there is no marker on his grave. 130 years after he died here in Leadville, the MacDonald has finally got to come and visit the grave of James MacDonald, my great-grandfather, our great-grandfather, the great-grandfather of my generation.
Having done this dozens of times myself, I can tell you with hand on heart that there's no time like the present to tell your family's story, because the important people in your life, the older people who remember farthest back, will not always be with you. So carpe diem, seize the day,